A lot of people just get quick picks, shove it in their pocket, put it in their purse, stick it somewhere. They're like, okay, let me find out. Somebody in Ohio is going to win this. Let me see if I get $3 out of this. Somebody in Sugarland off Highway 90 won the entire $800 million last night.
Damn.
Who is waking up today and their mind is going to explode when they have to keep looking at those numbers and be like, wait, is that me?
Well, think about it.
Oh, my God, that's me.
If you bought a ticket
I wouldn't believe it.
at Murphy, USA, and that's 7520 Highway 90 in Sugarland, somebody's got $800 million.
And the question is, you can't be a fool and be like, get on Instagram stories and say, look at me, I won this. Like, don't be a fool. You got to just lock it down. You got to contact the commission. You got to make sure that it's legit for you, that you signed it, and they're like, yes, you have it.
You got to talk to a lawyer probably.
And you got to, and every single person that finds out you won this $800 million is going to ask you to buy their house, pay their rent, pay their mortgage, pay their bills, put their kids through college,
pay their morning
donate
show.
to this.
Favorite morning
Pay
show.
their morning show.
Erica said for years, what if somebody won the giant lottery Powerball or Mega Millions, and because we entertain them for so many years, they just kick us on cash.
They go, here you guys.
I pay my bills are paid.
Here's $1 million, guys. Just share amongst yourselves. That'd be awesome.
Really?
Oh, what if they put the $1 million in the middle of us and say, grab as much as you can?
Oh, yeah,
Who's
big
gonna grab the
contest
most?
for us.
Oh,
Who
my
grabs the
gosh.
most?
It's one of those boxes with that blow it all up.
I'm coming out with claws.
There's a
Gonna poke
secret.
I'm going to
everybody in the
have so many
eye.
pockets on my
And
clothes.
then-
Shove it, shove it, shove
There's
it.
a
Cargo
secret to
pants.
winning those
If
things.
you went naked, so you can't.
Oh, I got
okay.
more places to hide than y'all do.
I was going to say.
Kangaroo
My
pouch.
thighs alone will hold at least 100K.
Dr. Bedros, I'll talk to him and make a kangaroo pouch.
I remember that place,
Ew.
Itz's, and I remember taking my daughter to plenty of birthday parties at that place where they had that box where they would have tickets blowing around. Not cash, but tickets when you'd go in there. It's the same concept, and the kids would always get yelled at because they'd try and make the parachute tent with their shirt and get as many
Yeah, try and
tickets
get
as they
many.
could.
Smart.
But we have to be naked.
Kevin, we got to send you there because I bet every news anchor will
should go
report
right
it.
now.
Standing in front of it.
Kevin's going right now.
Here is where the
What?
ticket was sold.
I wish we
It
had
is the 7th largest jackpot in Mega Millions history.
Wow.
Can we borrow your fiance's fancy car, Brian, and have Kevin pull up like he's a
He's the one that's there to
Like
claim
he
his
won-
ticket. Hey, I
like a
won
fur
this.
coat on? He's blinged out. Hello, everybody.
Oh, I'm not here to claim my ticket. I already
Actually, you
have.
could walk in there and say, because at the interview, yeah, I won. Because someone did that once.
Really?
Went
I'm like, oh my
viral.
God, you
Just
won
act
this?
like I won.
Yeah, where do I go to? Sir, do you know where I go to cash in my check, my winning lottery ticket? What? To see if they talk to you.
They probably will. And also, I've heard over the years that there's like a percentage that the place that sells the ticket gets. If it's true that it's 1%, that place just made $8 million. They can shut it down now.
Really?
Murphy's doesn't have to work anymore.
Wait, so they
yeah.
get that much of it?
I think it's 1%.
Wow.
I gotta double check that. Somebody text me at 37530 if you have a convenience store that sells lotto tickets, because always for years that's been the case. The place that dishes out the ticket gets a percentage of the
Think
jackpot.
there's a cap?
I don't know if there's a cap. That's a good question. There could be a cap.
Like up to $3 million?
Well, still $3 million. Hello.
Heck yeah.
Shut it down.
I mean, if somebody wanted to come forward and, I think the smart thing to do would be remain anonymous, not let people know you won this.
Are we the state that makes you tell people that it's
No,
you?
we don't. You
Okay.
can remain anonymous, but it would be interesting to learn
Or
about
is it
their
interesting?
lives leading up to, however you say
A
it.
listener just text, what would be the first fun thing you guys would buy if you won that 800
thing.
The first fun thing?
Oh, so putting aside the fact that you would want
Fun
to
thing.
help out your relatives or donate to
No,
charity.
fun thing. We
Fun.
said fun thing. The fun
Fun.
thing.
Okay.
You know what I would want to do if I wanted?
Look at Sam's face.
I know,
Helping
forget
family.
that. I would take all of y'all on a private plane, and I would take you to Greece. Because everybody always tells me as a Greek person, oh my God, I would just love to go to Greece with you one day so I could you can just show me all the places and you speak. I will be your personal tour guide.
That's so sweet of
I
you,
would take
Roula.
all of you guys on a private plane to Greece, to all the places that you want to see and the things that, like, whatever you, like, let's go to the beach, we're going to the beach. You want to go to the Acropolis? We're going to the Acropolis. You want to go to
Eric,
Santorini?
what
We're going
about
to
you?
Santorini.
What would you do?
The same thing. I'd rent a private jet right away.
Uh-huh.
And this weekend, I'd take all of you guys to Vegas. Get you all penthouse. We'd all be balling. And like the Encore, I love the Encore. Or Caesars or something. And I'd just like, guys, here's $50,000 each. Let's do some gambling tonight.
Oh, man.
Drinking,
Nice.
Lose on
eating.
50,000?
I would not gamble
But I would
any
say-
of that.
I would
Me and
say-
Sam would hoard it.
I would say
we
you
lost it.
Pile.
You have to gamble it.
Oh,
No, there's no way.
I'll say
I would
you
just
have
get you
play
drunk.
money.
You
I want-
would never hold me accountable because I'd
Yeah.
be like, oh, yeah.
Once you
let's
gamble
just
it,
drink.
if you win it back, then you don't have to gamble anymore. But you
No,
have
me
to.
and
have
Sam
fun.
would pretend like we gambled
Terrible
it.
idea.
And we'd be like, oh, we were almost down to our last 200 and then we hit a lucky roll and now we're back to 50,000.
But you know what I'd do if you lost? I would just cover it. I'd give you the 50 grand.
I couldn't do that. That would make me sick to my stomach.
Oh, but if you
come
cut
on,
it 50 grand,
Sam.
that'd be
It's
fun,
play
Sam,
money.
because then you can use it like play money.
I wouldn't
And
tell
this
you
is
that.
hypothetical, Sam. Come on.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
You know what I would do? I would put this invitation out there. I'm not sure. I think Kevin would accept this, but I don't know if anybody else would. I would get us all a seat on that spaceship that goes into space. You know, what is it? Jeff Bezos or Richard
No, I love my children
Branson
too much to
thing?
put myself
Branson.
in space.
Yeah,
I
Blue
can't.
Origin. You remember the one that Captain Kirk went up
That
on?
does look cool.
Like we'd all go into space. Kevin, would you do it?
Ryan and Kevin can have fun doing that. It's not like our hot dream.
Would you want to
I'm
go
too
into
scared.
space?
What if
Be
there's a
weightless?
problem, Ryan? What if it explodes?
So far, there.
I'm a little bit concerned about it still.
You wouldn't go.
I
But
don't.
But see, it's supposed to be the first thing you do. That's why I did Vegas real quick. Because I was like, why Vegas? But Vegas is like this weekend. We can go right away.
We could do the same thing with Greece.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
this
that's what
weekend.
I'm saying.
If I
Get on
had
a plane, let's go.
800 million, I could pick up the phone, call Jeff Bezos, fire up that rocket. We're leaving tomorrow.
No, Jeff Bezos won't take your call because $500 million.
Yeah, to him, he's like,
You're
He's
like
a
a
multi-billionaire.
peasant.
Yeah, that's like a.
He's
a
like,
buck to
whatever,
him.
get in line,
and did his
dude.
ex-wife get like $32 billion?
Oh,
And he
The
made it
divorce.
all back immediately because of the
COVID.
pandemic.
Yes, but
Yeah.
don't forget, he started Amazon with his ex-wife in the garage.
Kevin, what would you buy
I think I
or
would.
do with everything with us?
I would rent out the Icon of the Seas cruise ship, which is the biggest in the world. If
Whole
it-
ship
if
by
it-
itself?
Yes, if it would fit through the Panama Canal. I'm not sure if it could, but whatever ship can fit through the Panama Canal, then I'd take my friends and fam on a voyage, kind of through the Caribbean, through the Panama Canal, and then to the Galapagos Islands, which no one really gets to go to. And
Would
so
the
it'd be a
whole ship
bit-
be
So then why don't you
empty?
just get like a
No.
super pimped out yacht that can fit the canal for sure? Like
Oh,
these
yeah.
there's
Yeah.
$500 million yachts.
Like, would the ship only have your friends and family, and otherwise
Yes.
it's empty? Nobody else is on it.
Here's the reason why. Because there's all kinds of different roller coasters and water slides and
yeah,
entertainment and Cirque du Soleil. Every single thing that is available at sea right now is probably on the Icon of the Seas. Now, funny thing is, I'm trying to stay away from that big ass
Yeah, he's-
ship over Thanksgiving. I found the smallest ship that Royal Caribbean sails, and we're going to get on that one.
going old
instead.
school.
Yeah, completely the other way.
Okay,
hoping that
I
the kids
see.
won't be on
See,
that
I think
one.
you'd want to have some people around. They'd be like, oh my God, there he is. That's the big rich guy. I'm like,
Oh, no.
I wouldn't like
Like
that.
Beyonce said, fame can be a prison, baby.
my father.
yeah.
my father-in-law-
Hey, by the way, people in
I wanna
Texas are
get
saying
there.
Murphy's is the Walmart convenience store.
Oh.
Somebody said, gas station ain't hurting.
Oh,
Because
it's
it's
the
a
Walmart.
Murphy's.
It's that little kiosk inside.
I can look it up.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's at 7520 Highway 90 in Sugarland.
So
Zip
if
code
somebody-
15 years ago,
77478.
my in-laws, their friend, this guy, he's a billionaire,
Uh-huh.
took them and like 15 couples.
Wait, you know a billionaire?
And
He knows
took them
multiple
all.
billionaires.
They flew them all to
my.
Florida. They went on a ship for a week. They had all the fancy balcony ones.
Yes.
They gambled. Like when the ship docked, the men played big hands of poker and stuff.
Like,
He was tipping
We'll stay
everyone.
back on
Like,
the
everywhere
ship
he
and
was
play
tipping $100 bills.
whoa.
People
Well,
were-
I would too if I had $1 billion.
People are
That's like a
fighting.
$10 bill to you. A $100 bill.
How awesome would that be?
Let's go. Can I just be like your caddy?
I don't know. I'd be like all
Imagine
over
how
that
much
person.
money you'd make doing that. I'm telling you, I'm still waiting for Brewster's Billions to get made. Where that guy's
Brewster's
like, I'll pay you
Billions.
$200,000 just for today to be my personal photographer.
We got to find
Follow
out
me
who owns
around.
that. Like who owns the
Brewster's
rights.
Million
The rights
movies.
to that
Because they need
script.
to release it.
Look up the movie Brewster's Millions with
Richard Pryor,
Richard
John
Pryor.
Candy,
And the
John
concept
Candy.
is he's
the
got an
pervert from Seventh
inheritance.
Heaven.
yeah 30,
Oh, Stephen Collins?
yeah Stephen Collins. He inherits $30 million, and the stipulation is he has 30 days to spend every last dime of it in order to inherit $300 million, and he can't tell anyone. So he's blowing money left and right, and people are like, what is wrong with you? You're going to run through your money. He goes, oh. And he would just meet somebody. Like, back then, it was all cabs, no Ubers, and he's like, I'll pay you $150,000. And this is like, what, 1984?
Yeah.
If you're going to be my driver today.
Was
okay,
there,
I'll pay you $100,000 to be my photographer today.
Was there like a maximum purchase? Like he couldn't just buy
There's only so much
something
charities,
that
like a certain percentage you can give to
could-
charity.
Yeah, you couldn't give it away. You couldn't
Yeah.
just. You
couldn't
had to have a
just buy
receipt for every
$29
dollar
million
you spent.
Was it like you
item.
couldn't buy a? Could you, buy a house?
You couldn't invest in something that was going to keep making money because that would screw you.
Uh-oh.
It had to be something where it was like a final sale,
Yeah, think
and you
about
had
that.
to have a receipt for every dime of it.
Like you'd want to rent an apartment or a penthouse. You wouldn't want to own it because then you're making money. But on the last day, you'd have to try and sell it.
Yeah.
Hope somebody would buy it.
And he had this lady, Sam, this interior designer. He goes, I want you to design me the room I want to die in. So, because it's just like whatever his imagination is. So she was
Yeah.
getting all this stuff. And then halfway through, he comes in there and she's like, okay, I have this and this. And he goes, okay, yeah, but we're going to change it. Can you do something else now? And so in the end, it's this giant empty space that she's decorated. And then he walks in. He's like, all right, you did it. Now take it all away.
Now take it all
like,
away.
What?
They don't understand.
Like nobody can understand why is he doing this.
This might be Marty from the Ozark because they had to launder the money.
Oh,
so
I
he was
remember
like,
that, yeah.
he bought the hotel just to tear it up and put new carpet in. Like he bought the carpet for what, 20 grand, and be like, okay, it was 50 grand, or you just
hide the money.
Ozark was
spending that
such
money.
a good show. I still recommend it on Netflix. Worst ending of a show ever. It was really a bad ending.
But it kind of leaves it open.
Yeah, you
It
never
does
know.
leave it open for future episodes.
It's good though.
Did y'all finish
So
Perfect
good.
Couple?
Not yet.
Sam, did
never
you
even
finish
started.
it?
Not
I
yet.
did.
Me and Sam are going to talk about it off the air. I can't wait.
Oh my gosh.
Just the people are so unlikable. They're so douchey.
No, that's what's
all of
amazing
them.
about it.
So
Speaking of
good.
uber rich people, what are people interested in? Weddings, the uber wealthy lifestyle, murder mysteries.
Yep.
All three of
So
those things
good.
are
I know
happening
it's
in
an
these 6
interesting
episodes.
story. I'm just saying the characters are so unlikable. They're like, there's not a decent human being on that show.
Yes, there is.
Well-
You haven't watched it enough.
I guess I haven't. I'm only like 3 episodes in.
Well, I think 90% of them are. Even the maid lady.
They're pretty awful.
There's one
You
person.
want to know? There's so many.
I haven't run across a good person yet.
Yeah.
There's it's so good.
The good
Really,
person
really
you
good.
don't realize is the good person until a few episodes in. You're like, oh, okay, that's
The cops
only
are good?
one person.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
Eric's
lady.
like,
They're not
man, that one lady
major
really
characters.
took that role to the heart. Like no makeup, you
Yeah.
know, all drabby, frumpy hair.
You know, they
Yeah.
made it say by gain 10 pounds.
There's only one scene where she kind of looks a little cleaned up, but in real life, you see her Hollywood pictures. Like, you know, this is the role she went for, and she's killing at it.
Yep.
She's the detective that's no frills. She didn't care about this fame and wealth.
What's
she
it
wants to know
called?
who murdered that
Perfect
girl.
couple.
Perfect couple.
Perfect couple
on Netflix.
These names, I just
Kidman.
can't remember these names anymore.
Lee
Perfect
Schreiber and
I texted
Nicole
Kevin's
Kidman.
husband, V, and I was like, you have to watch The Perfect Couple. He goes, I'm watching them on Instagram right now. And I was like, wait, what?
How you
He
watching
goes,
it?
you and Mark. I was like, no, we're not. I was like, if you
That's
knew
cute.
anything about this like a show, you would not think that we were.
Well, I thought you were about to say, if you know anything about our marriage, we're not married.
I mean, no one's perfect, but it was funny because I was like,
Somebody said they
oh,
binged
I
it
don't-
in
That's on
one
I'm
day.
gonna murder him.
Oh, here's the other
Somebody
thing
said
about
they
it.
binged it in one day. They binged all
one
6
day?
in one day.
So is it 8 episodes?
Six.
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 Okay. Here's one thing to think about. I wonder if whoever won that $800 million, is that going
In
to
Sugarland.
In Sugarland, would that split up their marriage?
For those that are
Like if
just
somebody's
waking
maybe-
up and getting the eye crusties out of your eyes, somebody on Highway 90 at the Murphy's gas station convenience store at Walmart won $800 million in the Mega Millions. Finally, Texas has a winner. After
Well, if the-
all the years I've said, Texans never win these things.
If your marriage wasn't strong now, you got a reason to just
Bail
cut
out.
bait, split it, and
You'd have
move
to
on with
split
your
it
life.
50-50, yeah.
Because we'll talk about so we'll talk about the Taylor Swift stuff, and we'll break this down because you're not winning $800 million. If you take the cash option, it's like half that, right? And then you split even
like
more
it.
than that if you're going to get divorced.
Oh, yeah.
Here's your weather for today.
Tropical storm Francine has strengthened into a Category 1 hurricane. It is expected to make landfall today in Louisiana, so we have dodged that. The forecast for today in Houston, it does look, it's going to be a nice day, y'all. I mean, it's going to be cloudy, but it's only going to get to about 88 degrees, 86 degrees. Right now, 74 degrees and 612 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Keep your radio right here
Time for your daily scoop. Roula and Ryan Celebrity Scoop.
on KRBE.
It's brought to you by Taqueria Sarandas. And today, between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., we've got 5 chances for you to become a finalist to get to the Eras Tour in Miami as we do the Taylor toss-up. It is 3 Taylor Swift songs that have been mashed together very quickly. You must identify all 3 songs in order in 15 seconds to become a finalist. And a lot of people are very excited to try and guess the songs. And man, you guys are smart. So if you want to know exactly the time that we're going to play the 5 times in those 12 hours, you need to become a KRBE VIP insider at krbe.com, and we'll email you the times. We also have Meghan Trainor tickets coming up today. Meghan Trainor's going to be here in October, and I thought that she was going to get the American Idol job. It went to Carrie Underwood, but she's kind of blown up. And we were talking about the Perfect Couple show on Netflix, that song they're doing the dance mob to. Is
Criminals.
Hers,
Yeah.
that Eric pointed out to me because first time I saw it, I was like, okay, fast forward.
That's fun, the little dance they do.
It is pretty. It's pretty
cringe.
fast.
I
Ever
think-
since you told me that
It's so
that it's fast, because I don't know why when you hit skip intro, you never know how long it was if
right.
you never watched
It is really quick.
Did you send it
It's
to me?
very quick.
Somebody sent me like a behind the scenes of that dance and why they did it.
How they choreographed
No, I didn't.
it.
I
and-
the
sent
reason
you-
why they wanted to do it.
So say why it
But-
was again. Leaf Schreiber wanted it.
Because they wanted to show these people in their life, like this is how they are, and they're having fun, and it's kind of just the feel of the movie sets you up. So when you see it, you get into that world. It just shows a little lifestyle, a little slice of their life.
Oh, because the way I take the intro of The Perfect Couple.
It's about they're all celebrating the dance. They're all just at that wedding.
It's the day before the wedding.
The
They're
rehearsal.
all dancing. Yeah, the day
Rehearsal
before.
dinner or whatever?
Yeah, it's like the rehearsal day.
Okay.
But the way I take that, the way I process that intro is I feel like that's all the real life actors just having so much fun
No,
that
I
they
don't
decide to do a
think that's
dance
It's supposed to
mob.
show like the characters,
Like
are
how much fun they're having.
enjoying their.
yeah.
Think about they're all rich.
Because even Gosha, the housekeeper's doing it, Eric. Mm-hmm. She's doing the dance too.
The housekeeper's funny.
So, Gosha. I put vodka in his smoothie for fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vodka
You're
for
not
fun.
spoiling anything there.
If you're just waking up, we are going to talk about this all morning long. And Special K is going on a special trip to Sugarland, to Highway 90, to the Murphys that sold the $800 million Mega Millions ticket.
It's more of a booth.
I cannot believe it's a booth. It's a booth.
More of a booth.
You're right. It's a booth.
Like over the Kroger
Finally.
next door.
Yes.
It's
That's a little
right there
booth.
at Murphy's USA. That's 7520 Highway 90 in Sugarland.
Finally.
$800 million, the seventh biggest.
And does this mean that we'll do
Jackpot.
rapid fire quiz at 9?
No, you're going to go. You can go
No.
now because we're sending you on a
win the
special
quiz.
mission and you'll be back by that time.
Oh, I can leave now?
I think you can go now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
Go now.
As soon as you get there, we can talk to you.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just
Okay,
get
bye.
idea.
See you later.
Maybe you'll
By the
see
way,
some
do you-
cool, reporters around. You get on TV like the old
Oh,
days.
yeah.
Don't stop for a donut until on your way back so you can be quicker.
I think the last time you were in the background on a TV report, you were doing the Bernie in the background.
Of the Dougie.
Or he was doing the Bernie.
Here,
He was
downstairs.
doing
It was the Bernie one. He
was doing like the Weekend at Bernie dance move.
It made it YouTube.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
We used to do a lot of fun.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it was a very serious story that they were
We didn't know
covering.
there was a death downstairs.
There was a murder scene.
Sam, there was a person, like a body found
Chances
downstairs.
are, if you do see the police or
Around here, it's not
reporters
good.
around here, that might be the problem.
So we're like, oh, there's
Usually.
a live TV crew downstairs. Let's send Kevin down there and see what they're talking about. And Kevin's like being all silly in the background. There's a body found in the grass.
And when
Oh, my gosh.
when they cut away, like I guess to commercial, weren't they furious at you, Kevin?
Yeah, I got a tongue lashing from one of their gay reporters when I was out of the club.
At the club?
You know, that's not very professional what you did there. I think she moved on to some other market, but she was
I
sassy
thought it was
anyway.
a guy that you
Yeah.
were mocking.
It was a guy.
It was a guy.
Oh.
Oh, but you okay? I
Yeah.
got it. Sorry.
You see where I'm
sorry.
going with
Yeah.
this?
Sorry,
Yeah.
I jumped.
Took a
I
second.
jumped
I really
the gun
thought it was a
there.
girl, too. Yes, Sam.
No.
I'm sorry.
There's a
Yeah,
sassy ass dude.
I just know the story, so that's how I do. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
You're not friends with.
You know how
Yes,
I can
I'm-
address him.
You're
as-
like,
So-
do you know what we do for a living? We're
So
not professional.
Kevin, you can get on your way now and get a jump on the traffic to get down to Murphy's where the $800 million ticket was sold because somebody's waking up today and going to be like, that Instagram reel that's with the eyes opening, like bing, bing, bing.
And then they
bing,
look at
bing,
their
when your eyes
ticket
are
and-
opening. Yeah, you're like, oh my God.
Holy crap!
If you
And-
left now, he probably get there in like 15 minutes, right?
I bet.
Yeah.
We
For
get you-
sure.
get
It's
you
not that
before
far
the
from
news.
here. Totally. All right. So we'll stand by for Kevin's, all live on location.
Which character voice is he going to use for this one?
Oh, yeah.
And will he be on TV
People
or
are going to
not?
be like, what the hell are you talking about?
This guy. I say yeah.
When people win a lot of money, everyone comes out of the woodwork, right? Some long lost niche you didn't know you had that needs some cash is going to be coming out of the woodwork and all that stuff. If you find out you have a rich relative, you're like, me, help me. Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters announced yesterday that he fathered a child outside of his marriage, and he very simply just put it on his Instagram. I've recently become the father of a new baby daughter born outside of my marriage. I plan to be a loving and supportive parent to her. I love my wife and my children, and I am doing everything I can to regain their trust and earn their forgiveness. We're grateful for your consideration toward all the children involved as we move forward together, Dave. And then he deactivated his Instagram and his social media and shut it down.
See the photo of his kids? Like, they're all so. I just look at them and I'm like, man, the
18-year-old,
damage he's
15-year-old, and
Yeah,
10-year-old.
it's
But
sad.
especially those ages, it's tough enough to be a teen. And a
So his
woman.
wife
And your
Jordan
dad is world famous.
His wife Jordan has been married to him since 2003, and they do have the three girls: 18-year-old Violet, 15-year-old Harper, and 10-year-old Ophelia.
didn't even have a vasectomy or, be safe.
Yeah.
Something, man.
No.
Come on, dude.
Actually, did he deactivate all his stuff, or was
I
it
thought
his
it was-
kid? I think it was his kid, the
his
oldest
kid.
one. Yeah, the 18-year-old deactivated.
That's
her
what's sad.
stuff.
The kids are collateral damage.
Oh, and actually, speaking of that, Chester, not Bedingfield.
Yeah, from Lincoln Park.
Is that his last name?
His kids
Bennington?
are not happy. Lincoln Park has replaced him with a female singer.
For those that don't know, he
Right.
died via suicide. His son, who's 18, I thought when I heard the audio clip, I thought he was like in his 20s. He's only 18. Had made a comment of the person who has replaced his father in the group. You know, he had his opinion about it. And he said all these trolls have come out to like basically send him death threats. Listen, if you go to that place that I tell you where all the celebrities have those little audio clips, you'll see it. And he really does make a very valid point. Just wants to, because here's my thing.
They shouldn't call the band Lincoln Park anymore.
People who send you trollish message on Instagram, for them, as soon as they send it, it's out of their mind. They're doing their own thing. They don't even come back to see what your response is. They just send it, they burn it down, they walk away. And it's sitting there and it's renting headspace for free in your head. It's destroying you mentally. Yep. And so this is his response to how people reacted to what he said about his dad's group.
There are a lot of people who do not like me. There are a lot of people saying some really awful right now to me. And to be honest, I don't think I'd feel safe going to the show under general admission just because I don't know who I'm around. I don't know who would recognize me. I don't know who would take it upon themselves to respond to me in a aggressive manner when I'm just trying to be there to like see the show. But I do need to see it. And so I need to, bring up the problem around the tickets, bring up the ambiguity about whether or not I'm allowed to even be in the venue for very specific reasons. And I also have to acknowledge that the audience themselves could actually be unsafe for me. I do feel it's necessary to acknowledge the severity of my situation, the ways in which people choose to interact with me.
And because they're trolling
I do
him
not.
so much.
Why are they trolling him? Like,
Because he said he made comments about Emily
girl?
Armstrong, the lead singer. Like, I guess he's just not for it.
No.
But
Which is not. It's not
obviously
It
his
was
dad.
his dad's songs. It was his dad's music, and now somebody else is getting up there and performing it.
And he
they
said
do
that
have a
people
new
are telling
album
him,
out.
go kill yourself like your dad did. And you don't deserve to be on this earth. And like
People
all this
are
horrible
horrible.
stuff.
Your dad was being selfish, so you're.
Yeah.
It's like whatever.
People are just horrible. I mean, it's
Jimmy Bennington.
Why would you even be on? I don't. We have to be on social media.
Yeah.
They make us like.
But, like, how does somebody
I don't
send-
say KRB. I just mean in this field of.
you're in this
Right, in
industry.
media,
you have
in
to have a
media.
presence.
But how does somebody actually write the words to another person they don't even know, or even if you know them, go kill yourself? How do you even write those words
makes
to
them
someone?
feel better because they're losers.
Yeah. There's something missing in your life. I mean, anybody that gets their jollies tearing somebody else down.
To build yourself up.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's the hard part.
That's an insecure person. That's somebody that has a huge void in their life. They have nothing going on in their
Somebody
life.
that killed themselves.
Yes,
I
I'm
know,
saying
that's
those
horrible.
actual words. It's one thing you can say, I hate you. You can say, you slam them on the low-lying fruit. What's the low-hanging fruit? The easy stuff, like what they look like or how they're dressed or where they live. That's low-hanging, easy shots. But to tell somebody to take the time to write the letters, to hit the letters that say, go kill yourself to somebody on social media is inexcusable and despicable. I just cannot stand it. And this is happening to kids all over the country that we don't ever know.
And just
We
regular
don't-
kids.
Yeah. Forget the celebrities getting it. Right now, somebody's kid is struggling with this. Somebody listening to this right now probably had some butthead send that
And
to
there
them
have been
on
trials
something.
where somebody unfortunately did take their life after being bullied, cyberbullied.
We've had him in a studio.
Yes. And then, I can't remember the case where the
Brandy
one
Vella?
person.
Brandy Vella?
Was that the case where the one person actually was arrested for cyberbullying somebody to death?
No, I don't think whatever happened in Brandy Vella's case. Remember we gave him $10,000 for her fund?
Yeah.
She unfortunately took her life in front of her family because they were trying to stop her because no, I can't. The only way I can stop this is if I just end myself. I just have to end myself.
Dear God.
Because people were so horrible to her online. So horrible to her. Anyway, it's just terrible. People just need to stop. Can we just get along? Can we just be nice? Or just say nothing if you have nothing nice to say. Like last night, I could have been really mad on Instagram after the Astros dropped it in 12 innings and I watched all 12. I invested my time. I mean, I came back around, like when we were like 2-0, I was doing things around the house. I come back, I'm like, okay, Altuve's on third. Alvarez doesn't hit it hard enough. Okay.
I saw our pitcher.
Tucker struck
Maris,
out.
I'm like, am I watching Little League? Because it bunted. He ran towards it, did like a Tasmanian Devil's spin. The ball flies out of his hand.
It should have been a double play.
And then that
was a
caused another
flop.
run. I'm like, you.
It was.
How do you
it
get
was-
paid? You get paid 7 figures.
People have off games.
Well, we're not
Like,
allowed
come
to have any off games, Ryan, because Julia Morales was saying we have 19 games between all 19.
Good thing his Mariners lost, by the way, last night. So
Okay. Well, I'll have
Still
to do my
4.5
math
up.
on that. I'll have to do my math on that. Okay, and I also do want to make a side note. Today is September 11th. It is the 23rd anniversary of the worst attack on U.S. soil, of course. And so there'll be a lot
3,000
of
Americans lost their lives.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of that coming across your timeline. For some people, when it's a 23rd, it's not as heavy for them because they're like, well, it's like 20 or 10 or 15 or 25. But the fact remains, it still happened and it's still heavy and it still has traumatized you. But there are people right now who are in high school that were not alive when this happened. Oh, no. It is just something they've been told about. And there are adults who are like, they know exactly the second where they were, when they heard, and what they saw. It's just so crazy.
So that means in a few days will be the first time Ryan and I hung out and had a beer at Frankfurt.
What's
Anniversary of the beer.
Sterling. We had a beer.
Sterling's. Eric and I were just watching.
We worked together in Dallas.
Yeah.
At different stations, the same company.
We were in the same office together.
Did y'all choose to have a beer together? Or y'all ended up at the same place? And
No,
was
we
like,
chose.
I know you.
We chose.
We chose.
Oh, y'all knew each
I think
other
it was
like
just
that.
depressing because we
Okay.
were doing the shows from, like, I was doing the show from 5 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon every day.
Right,
Like-
we did
like
extended
most people.
hours.
Yeah.
Mhm.
See, a lot of people don't know the
We
history.
had to get away from it
Yeah, Eric and we knew each other long before Roula and I did.
a couple of years. Mm-hmm. I knew you since like 99.
We should do
2000.
some little Roula and Ryan show history next
should.
because Ryan and I met each other on the corner in the street in New York one day, and I said, I'll never see this guy again.
Yeah. Why don't we talk a
Hold
little
the
bit
sign.
about
We'll
that?
do radio for food.
Yeah.
I was like, what are
that
you
one
doing?
guy-
You
How
looking
we
for
all
a
got
job?
together. Yeah.
We'll talk about that next on the Roula and Ryan show. Saying how today is the 23rd anniversary of
9/11.
the attacks on New York and in Washington, D.C., and it's forever been known to us as 9/11 now. Not just September 11th, the day in Pennsylvania. Yes,
And
thank
it got
you.
us talking a little bit about the history of the show because a lot of people don't realize the Roula and Ryan show began in January 2003. It was just Roula and myself at first, and I always wanted
Well,
to
it
bring...
was, Eric. I just didn't know you were
I was there. I just
hitting him up behind the scenes.
I was doing 2 shows at once.
Well, I wanted to bring Eric on as our producer. We knew that we needed one, and it's kind of ironic because now Roula and Eric are basically family.
I know, it's funny.
But
Married into my family.
it all started because, like, as far as Eric and I joining with Roula, because Eric and I became buddies in Dallas. We worked in the same office. We worked for a radio company that had multiple stations. He was at one, I was at another. And we would go and get, like, a beer from time to time at a little bar called Sterling's.
Yep. And
And-
we played Golden Tea.
In Dallas.
In Dallas.
And this game, Golden Tea, that's when I realized, man, Ryan's really good at this game. Like, I got smoked.
And I always said, man, I really want to do a radio show with this guy. I really want to bring him on board. And I got this job offer I was working in Los Angeles at the time.
Then you went to L.A.
Roula was working in Philadelphia. I was working in L.A. And we both had been informed that, hey, this radio station has a vacancy. They want to try a new morning show. And they got us to come down and audition together in the middle of the night at like an AM station where
Yeah,
nobody would hear
on
us.
the down low. But really, Ryan and I had met one time in a corner outside of a deli in New York because
The
we had a
Empire
mutual
Cafe.
friend.
Empire
Yeah.
Cafe. I was working in New York, and you came to visit my friend.
Yeah, so Paul Kobe Bryant and I were friends outside of work when he was here at KRBE. Ryan worked with Paul Kobe Bryant here at KRBE. And when Paul Kobe Bryant moved to New York, me and my sisters, who were also friends with him, and our friend from Chicago met in New York to go to what their Christmas Jingle Ball concert was.
Yep.
Because Cubby gave us tickets for that, and it was like all these superstars. It's the first time Jennifer Lopez ever sang live on a stage as a pop star.
Oh, wow.
She was the actress that is now trying music. And it was like all these big stars, and it was a really fun weekend. And so that first night before the Jingle Ball, Cubby met us up to go, hang out. And as we were, I don't know why did we see you?
You were
Ryan, why did we see you?
Okay, so I remember exactly where it was too. You were on 35th in New York City. I was grabbing a cab to Webster Hall.
But why were you with us? Because we didn't do
I had
anything
a
with you.
gig.
I just saw you.
I had a gig and I was running like an hour early, and I'm like, oh, I'll go see Cubby. And I stopped off for a second just to hang out with Cubby, and then you were there.
And
funny.
Cubby goes, "Hey, Roula, this is Ryan. Ryan, this is Roula." I go, "Oh, hey, man." That's it. Just never thought I'd see him again. I was
think
like,
we
oh.
saw each other for less than 5
Well,
minutes.
I remember you went to like the Virgin store.
Virgin Megastore. It was like a
the
big,
music store had like
record store.
3 levels, but one was a basement level, and you were buying some PlayStation or something.
Yes.
We did that. Yeah, on
That's
the corner, I
funny.
said hello to you, and then we were walking, and then you're like, oh, I have to go to the Virgin Megastore or something. And I think we were going to go to Times Square with Cubby. I don't know. But I do remember the Virgin
That's
Megastore,
right, I
you were
wasn't
buying a
in a cab.
PlayStation.
That's right. I wasn't
And
in
then
a
you
cab.
left.
I drove.
So I figured maybe you guys would talk. It's like, hey, you used to
No.
work at KRB. Oh, yeah.
Not at all, because I wasn't even what was I doing at KRB at the time? This is like
You hadn't started,
I was,
had you?
no, yeah, 100%.
Oh,
I
you
started
had.
because
Okay.
Cubby's last day at KRB was my first jock meeting.
Oh, so this is early on. This is before you were in Philly.
Oh, yeah. This is before I was a full-time radio person.
Oh,
I was
wow.
just somebody who had heard Ryan on KRBE when I was driving to school.
That's funny.
Isn't that so ironic? And then I think I was just doing like the weekends. Like if you listen to the weekends on KRBE, I was all over the weekends and I was on Monday through Friday nights with Adam Smasher, 6 to 10. And then I would do the weekends. So I was on the air, but I wasn't like a full-time person. Like if you listened all the time to KRBE, you were familiar with me. Like you'd be familiar with somebody from the weekends. And so anyway, that's how I had the time to go to Jingle Ball.
But long story short, eventually Roula becomes a morning host in Philadelphia. I was out at a radio station in Los Angeles. Eric was in Dallas. We flew in. We did this audition. They heard something that they liked. And I would say, it was 3 months before we were able to bring you on board, Eric?
Yeah, because I was going through a divorce, so I couldn't leave right away. Like, I'll come in April.
That's so crazy.
And
April 4th.
then, boom. We
And then-
immediately
So I
we
remember-
took off because you joined the show.
Because they wanted us to start our show January. It was January the 6th was a Monday,
weren't ready.
and January 13th was a Monday.
Yeah.
And they were like, "You're all going to start on January 6th, right?" We're like, no. I don't know what you're talking about. We're not starting until the 13th.
I hadn't even moved yet.
And they were like, "What?" And we're like, "No, we're not starting the 6th. We're starting the 13th."
And Sam, the reason it worked is because, like a lot of times in radio, they have consultants and all these people that tell you what to do. They just pretty much said,
We didn't have
"Go
a
have fun.
consultant.
Just do whatever you want. Here's
Yeah.
money." They gave us a bunch of money to do games and play. And
Yeah. Our first thing was they brought wedding cakes in and they hit a diamond ring in one of them. And people had to be invited up to the studio to eat their way through the cake until they found the ring.
Oh,
now you can't do that because of a joke.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they did have a fake ring in there that was a big bauble, like a plastic bauble, so somebody didn't actually
Well, it's like
choke
you
on the
were gonna
diamond ring.
choke on a
But if
real
you
one.
found the plastic bauble, then you're the one that wins the diamond ring. And then we did like the cracker challenge where can you eat 5 saltines in 60 seconds? No.
nope.
We did the milk game.
Not
The
do that.
gallon of milk in an hour,
And then everyone started doing that one.
throwing up
Yeah.
everywhere.
That's what I knew. I'm like, man, no one's doing just stupid stuff.
We were basically TikTok on the air before there was a TikTok.
That's a good way to
like
put
all
it.
the stuff. We were TikTok before there was
That's
a
a
TikTok.
really good way to
You would
put
just
it.
hear it. And then we didn't have digital. And then we had
And
one.
Mr. Beast, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
That's
Jimmy,
stuff he
what's his
did.
name?
I forget his real name, but Mr. Beast, he does all those sticky things with
Yep.
like, put your hand
24
on the car.
million. Yeah. Hand on your truck.
The last one to take their hand off wins. Yeah.
But you think about all that we went through to come together. Like, Eric, you were going back and forth to Dallas. Your son was, my God, he was like, what, 4 or 5?
Yep. I drive back every Friday, every other Friday.
Yeah.
So I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
It's expensive to get a hotel in Dallas. Well, that's why a lot of times I'd go get them in the morning
then come
and
back at night.
and do it on Sunday. I'm like, man, I'm so lazy now. I drove to San Antonio to pick up our kids. I was like, I'm tired. Just driving one way. I'm like, how do I drive to
I
Dallas
said,
back and
where's
forth?
out? Yeah, we went to go get our kids from camp. I was like, man, my husband's like, that was a long drive. I was like, I know, isn't that crazy?
It's
4 hours wearing you out.
boggles the
You did
mind.
8 hours in
the
one day.
passage of time. My daughter was 3 years old when we started this show.
So the thing is, 9/11 brought Ryan and Eric together. That's how the beginning starts. That because of today's anniversary, y'all had a beer together. Y'all started talking, and then kind of just give me a little behind the scenes. Here we are.
And I think he even bought me a beer.
No, and played Golden Tea.
Yep.
Kick
For
my
free.
ass. Yep.
Hey, yo. Time for KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
Well, we've all been talking this morning about somebody woke up $800 million richer after buying a ticket in Sugarland. They're at
Sugarland,
Murphy, USA.
mega millionaire. Oh my gosh!
7520 Highway 90.
Who is this person, and how much do you love the Roula and Ryan show?
Yep. Come on,
A
show
couple
us.
bills you can pay for me. that's gonna be the thing you get bombarded with. Everyone's gonna come out of the woodworks. Like,
We're going to
"Can you
send
pay for
Kevin out
this?"
there in a little bit.
Kevin's going to investigate. He's our investigative reporter.
Yep.
Was it you?
The man on the
Okay,
scene.
sorry. Was it you?
I think we're all breathing a sigh of relief right now. Francine, although, hey, our thoughts and prayers go out to the folks in Louisiana. It's not going to hit us. It's expected to make landfall today in Louisiana.
Because a lot of people are stressed out about that.
Well, we've been through
Cat
quite
1,
a bit.
tropical storm. What's it?
Category 1.
It's a Category 1 hurricane.
Right now.
Yeah. So in the middle of the night, it was 200 miles away from Galveston, but it is headed towards southeast Louisiana.
Can't everybody collectively just kind of go
Hey, get your fans out. Those little
and
fans. you
dissipate
tear-
it? Just break it
I
up.
don't think
Fight
it
it
works
back.
that way.
Absolutely.
Is there going to be a time in our existence, whether it's when our time on Earth is gone or not, that you can actually make a hurricane just dissipate?
Like a force field
Something.
over your, like
Just
a
kinda
dome,
push it down.
That TV show.
Some big force field that just pushes it down into the water and says, you settle down there now.
If you watched the movie Twisters, Rolla, Eric and I saw it. They did have a way, remember?
I can't remember.
Well, I tried to see it
Oh,
in
yeah, they
4D,
did,
but
yeah.
I couldn't see it in 4D, so I didn't see Twisters.
They
I'll never see
seeded it.
Twisters.
They put these little, These little balls in it.
Yeah, like little things that soak it up.
Soak up the tornado?
Was that how it was worked? I can't remember how it happened.
How did you guys watch this movie and not know?
I was too busy getting jostled around. It's like one of those things. I don't remember the movie. I just remember getting.
We saw
tornado balls.
We saw it in 4D.
Tornado balls.
It's
So
kinda
our
like
chairs
Kevin.
are being shaken.
Remember when Kevin and the oil slick, whatever, was in the Gulf?
Oh, yeah.
And we put tampons all over him and
To soak
pads
it
and
up.
stuff.
Ew.
And he
Yes,
jumped in to try and soak it up.
We've done a lot of things.
We should do that today, Kev.
Do you remember that, Kevin?
So slick.
Oh God.
Tampa man.
Tampon man.
But I will say one of our listeners was very kind to actually take us out on a beautiful sailboat to get that done. I that was cool in itself, but then dipping into the Gulf. That wasn't the Gulf. That was the Galveston Bay.
I didn't make it out there.
Oh, the
Didn't we?
bay.
No. Well, there was enough oil slick right there. Like, it was almost immediate. Like, hey, you just want to dip in here?
What
yes.
about the last time there was some kind of a storm situation when Mumbles was our intern and he said he was going to go to Galveston, but he ended up just going to Kevin's house in the pool.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Or was
that.
that you
Yeah.
going in your pool? Or both of y'all did?
He faked it.
I
and he
think
got
maybe
caught.
both of us did, and then another intern came and
Ratted
busted
y'all
us.
out.
Yeah.
And like they didn't go to Galveston, they're at Kevin's pool.
was
So then
Denny's.
we sent somebody else to Kevin's house to bust them at the pool.
Yeah.
Cold busted.
They're like, listen to all this water in Galveston.
Yeah,
It
we
was
were
Kevin's
splashing it
pool in
around.
Spring Branch.
There was no video of it, so we could just
How dare
play
you.
it
Well,
like
we're going
that.
to make sure you're
Right.
actually out in Sugarland this morning.
Yeah, let's get Irvin to go with me.
Yeah. Was he here?
And then
Call him.
okay, after
Maybe
the
it was him,
after the
John.
prank call.
Yeah. First, you guys stick around. You got a prank call coming up next.
So we are bringing out Richard Hunt from Homeless Situation
Has he been drinking?
Association,
Too much bourbon?
and
Mr. Hunt?
We're trying to bring down illegal gay zebra.
A gay
Oh,
gazebo.
gazebo.
Oh, gazebo.
Yeah,
Gay zebra? No, gazebo.
we'll find out.
Okay, we're going to hear it next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
From the Bell for